Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Samantha of Senses of the Soul, and this is my July 2025 Ascension Energies Update. And this month, we're going to be working with the theme of engaging our spiritual optimism. We will be tuning into the themes of hope, recovery, and insight, and really working to stay out of the world's chaos and instability that's happening right now, tuning into other sensory levels of being human. And there's also going to be a need for significant recovery and regeneration and recalibration in the body, in the cells, in your vibrational field, as well as shifting in a sense of self-worth. Much more work on that this month, balance power, inner will to keep going and moving forward, self-truth, being in your spiritual integrity as well, selfless impeccability, so aligning your actions with your values, psychospiritual endurance, because again, we're going through incredible transformation that began at the solstice gateway, moving into July, August, and into September, where there's going to be a DNA upgrade, 999 gateway, that's September 9th. And as well, you'll be working on your divine choices, aligning your choices with your higher self. So as we move into this month of July, we're going to be working on embodying the archetypes of the warrior and the spiritual warrior. That's third chakra archetype. So we're working a lot on our third chakra this month, although lots is happening in all of our chakras, but these are the two archetypes that we're working on quite a bit this month and are dominant. And as well, we're going to continue to embody the new earth archetypes of the compassionate innocent and the wise advocate, especially the wise advocate this month, given the escalating fear and power struggles in the political climate and all of the fear-based news that we are being fed on a continual basis. Now, on the positive, July's Ascension energies are really bringing in greater spiritual awakening for us, even more inner transformation this year, especially in these next 3 months. We're going to soar to new heights, okay? A whole new level of being human. So the energetic gateways and portals that are coming in July will further heighten our sensory system. So you may find that you're getting more and more sensitive, more fatigue. Things are really shifting in you as you learn to attune to these higher levels in the cosmos and be guided by them. Our sensory system is going to continue to expand with that right brain connection to all that is, and your overall acuity will grow. Okay, especially when we enter Mercury retrograde this month, which we are on July 18th, is going to allow us to dive into even more or remaining shadow and soul memories, past lives, things that need to be released, which keep us from being present and centered and move us out of victim consciousness. So it will be really important from this period of July 18th to August 11th to be mindful of our words. Communication is going to be big, which it always is with Mercury retrograde. So you could be easily triggered, reactive, more offended, engage in power struggles. You're going to see that out in the world more and more and in relationships. And it's going to be important to continue to maintain our boundaries, which we're learning more and more, and build on that sense of your true, authentic self. So some relationships are going to go through an adjustment period as we work with these energies in July and anchor them into our 3D body. So work with that in yourself. It's the self-awareness, especially when we think the world is falling apart around us or there's a lot going on and we're very busy. We need to slow down, center ourselves. And therefore, if we really are mindful, we are less likely to react when we are aware and we can stay in our center. So you'll be practicing that quite a bit as we go through Mercury retrograde and take that deeper dive into exploring anything that remains there that may prevent us from being in the authentic self. That social and political climate in the world will continue to heat up. It's going to really, I feel, take us to the edge in July and August. Collectively, we're going to face some of our deepest fears around safety and security and lack and victim consciousness. As we get into August, We are being elevated through that lion's gate, and we are going to be asked to leave victim consciousness totally behind in the collective. So it's huge. This is a big shift. Your body's going to need time to recuperate and regenerate through this process. This has been an incredible year, and we have to keep going, okay, with this. And the archetypes that we can dig into and embody this month will really help that with that warrior and spiritual warrior. And more than ever, we need to sharpen our discernment and ground ourselves and really embody that wise advocate archetype that I just mentioned for 2025. It's one of those main new earth archetypes that we need to embody this year in particular. So with the warrior archetype and that third chakra that's going to be shifting this month, the warrior is about transforming anger or rage or feelings of helplessness, powerlessness, because we're going to be looking at the world in particular and going, what can we do? But this is about taking it inside yourself and moving that into happiness, joy, gratitude, and finding the courage to stay in your convictions and create the life that you want, and also move into empowered action. So that is what the warrior archetype helps us with, okay? And it helps us move through addictions, patterns that really keep us stuck, limited. So you'll be working with that quite strongly as we move into Mercury retrograde, in particular in the middle of the month and right into August, into that Lion's Gate. Wherever you are, you're being asked to move more into this next phase of your life and be empowered, have an empowered life, and be asked to be a leader for change, moving into a world of co-creation, forming co-creative relationships, being in a peaceful sense of yourself, being balanced, walking your talk, and that moves you into the spiritual warrior archetype, walking authentically, being in that higher self. Okay, sometimes that may cause us pain or sacrifice, to move out of the norm, to get out of the box, to create new things, to bring in new ways of being and living, and having to speak our truth, all of that. It's part of being that spiritual warrior and allowing us to make changes in the world so that we don't loop in karmic patterning anymore, or don't loop in the same reality in our world, speaking out against injustice or social injustice. So there'll be more than that. There'll be more pushback from people, I feel, over the next few months to be inclusive and to look at the long-term impacts of what is happening, especially with leaders and the decisions and governments that they are making. Okay, much more are going to stand up against that and make themselves heard and take the risk. Wherever you need to in your life, walk authentically and walk your talk, then do that. That spiritual warrior archetype really helps you hold yourself accountable. So watch with that to ensure your actions are in alignment with your values. And when you're true to yourself, that is when you end up being able to be in your power, fully balanced, so that we're not powering over people, we're not stepping on people, we're being in our potential of being empowered. So that's really going to come in strongly this month as we move through July. Overall, you're being asked to dig in more to your sense of security and safety within you, no matter what it's like out in the world. Dig into more of your sense of creativity and personal empowerment. That's going to come on very strongly with the cosmic events and coding that is coming through this month. Work to soothe your nervous system. There's going to be a lot more tension. Work to calm the mind this month. So that will be, again, part of it would be giving yourself time to actually digest your emotions and any of those fears that come up, and finding more clarity as a result. So we really need to pace ourselves. This is where we're going through great inner transformation, more of that true self, digging into that sense of passion, going out into the world to create change in our own way. However, we have to tune into burnout levels. So continue to do that, and that will really allow you to keep going. And make sure you rest when you need to. I will get into the psychospiritual symptoms and health issues you may experience this month in a minute. But first, I'm going to talk about the products that I have for you, as always, recommended products. I have my warrior essence and elixir. If you feel called to embody that archetype more completely and need support, the spiritual warrior essence and elixir, same with that one. I also have my fire element essence to support you during the fire cycle of creation. If you need a little more fire in you, also it helps you with patience, because we need patience as we continue to bring our creative realization into this world. We need balanced effort and we need directed action. So that is what the fire cycle of creation is asking of us as we move through this month and the next couple of months. I also have the compassionate innocent essence and the wise advocate essence. That's a big one this month, which is really about compassion in action. It's about resilience. It's about resourcefulness. It's about ability to look at things with fresh eyes and see that silver lining in every storm, staying centered in the storm. We will need that as we move through these next couple of months because of what is going to be happening in the world. I also have my Cosmic Consciousness Connector Spray. So this one really helps enhance channeling and divination, mysticism, and mediumship abilities, really supports you to connect with those benevolent cosmic consciousness forces and universal wisdom. I also have my Soul Chakra Tea, and one of my favorites, the Feel No Fear Tea, which we will definitely need this month to move past our fear. Okay, psycho-spiritual and physical symptoms, health issues you may be experiencing this month. As I've been saying all year long, the body and mind are really going to be challenged to come into greater synthesis with the whole. Lots of things shifting. The nervous system's very taxed this year. So watch your brain health, watch your nervous system health. Overall, get the rest and rejuvenation time and downtime that you need. That will really help you if you nurture yourself. Watch your heart health this year, because this is the year of living through the heart. We're seeing a lot of health issues with the heart this year. Positive things that you may experience this month, if you're balanced, if you're centered, if you're working through what's coming up for you, taking that time, is more hope. Okay, feeling more hopeful about your future, about what's coming online for you personally, more illumination around that, more clarity around that, around who you are as a spiritual being, where you're going in your life, where you serve, all right? Or just moving forward, or feeling more positive about yourself in general, even though you may still be having challenges. More positivity overall. Again, you'll feel more regenerated, more recovery, sense of recovery, even though there's feeling the energies. Those of you that are watching this, you are more sensitive, intuitive, empathic, psychic. You're tuning in more. You are an ascension pioneer, and you are at the forefront of the change that needs to happen in this world as we move into the new earth and go into this time of love and light and co-creation. Know that, give yourself the space and the room to keep expanding into that and healing. Very important, especially in the next couple of months, okay? You'll be able to move through challenges more if you're working through this, being more centered, tuning into your burnout levels and going, yeah, I got to back off. I need a rest. Go out to nature, ground myself. You may have greater vitality or feel stronger in your body. Spiritual strength, spiritual leadership, okay? Really feeling like you can move forward and lead in your own way, in whatever way that is, in your relationships, in your work, in your daily life, in your interactions, and just be the change, right? Be the change. Ability to manifest more, empowerment, feeling more vulnerable, but at the same time strong. Having that inner strength, but still that sensitivity that we need, combining that masculine and feminine together in yourself, feeling like you can surrender more and walk into the unknown and trust the universe and have a lot of faith the universe is going to be there to support you. Balance power, being more in that authentic self, being true to your values. That's another one you can watch for this month if you're in the positive side of these shifts. Actions in alignment with those values, and courageous endurance, going, I'm doing this, feeling the fear, I'm doing it anyway. I can move through this no matter what's happening in front of me, around me, outside of me. I can work with it. So that's being in the positive. And where you can see shadow symptoms, okay? Because I always say, watch for this, and then you can course correct yourself. This is all about accountability, responsibility. This new paradigm is about not being in victim consciousness. So you may find if you're in the sense of lack of hope or illumination or clarity, then you're not on track. Negativity, doubt and fear, anxiety, lack of inner balance, feeling powerless. That's a big one. You're powerless to do anything, powerless to change, powerless, then you're not in your power. You may be battling addictions, anger, depression, narcissism. Okay, people tend to pull into narcissism and go, I'm not going to do anything, and just don't care and make it all about them. Control issues, worry, timidity, okay, resentment, low self-esteem. Okay, again, this may ebb and flow for you, all of these as you're moving through this month. That's okay. Sit with it, know where you are, but then shift it. Try to shift it within yourself or sit in it until it does shift emotionally for you. Find the courage to do that. Feeling lack of financial stability, purpose, or abundance in your life, emotional instability, breach of emotional boundaries, okay, especially as we go through Mercury retrograde, communication, boundaries, and again, tuning into that burnout. Well, you may feel more burned out, and if you are, then to course correct that. Solar plexus pain, because we're working on the third chakra, gut tension, continuing digestive issues in that area, blood sugar issues. Okay, so there's more in my written Ascension update, or better yet, subscribe to my newsletter, because I put out much more in my newsletters, and I put them out more often than I do my videos on YouTube. And as always, if you have any concerns about your health and wellness, please consult your health practitioner immediately. Get the support that you need. So overall, you're really creating your reality from your inner power center this month, much more so, and aligning that with your heart center. Okay, these two chakras, the third and fourth, are aligning as we move through this ascension process and transforming you to a higher level of empowerment and spiritual transformation so that you can light the path, not only for yourself, be that light, but you can light it for others. And I have the plant ally this month, which is Buttercup. And Buttercup is a beautiful flower. Many feel, again, it's a weed, but it is beautiful, and it grows in great amounts at certain times of the year, generally in the spring, summer. And it's all about being that drop in the ocean, but knowing you're that drop, but that you contribute to the collective, and that it's okay and safe to shine your individual light, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be to you. So this is where this month it's to stop being hard on yourself and therefore not being hard on others. We are going to look at working with judgment quite a bit and trying to stay in that center of love and compassion. Okay, that compassionate, innocent archetype. And this will help you align more with your empowered heart. So work with Buttercup. Again, you can meditate with a picture of it. Find it outside, especially if you live in North America right now. Buttercup is everywhere. And you can draw it. You can take it as an essence. And I have it in my fire element essence and my magical child archetype elixir and essence. So this is really about you allowing empowerment and spiritual transformation this month, living your spiritual destiny, because that divine blueprint is continuing to unfold, and having patience and the courage to live your truth. So cosmic dates that we have that are going to support us on our ascension path. We have the July 9th, which is the 799 gateway. Very significant this month. We're going to get a spiritual push or spiritual support to really lean into our sense of service, why we're here, where are our strong interests, our passions. It can be anything, no matter where you are, at what stage of your life, and to foster your talents and really shine, leaning into that for yourself. And therefore, it inspires others. You don't have to directly influence others, just being you and leaning into your passion and talents helps you shine, and that inspires others. Okay, the spiritual warrior, and the same with the warrior, they don't push onto other people. They don't power over. They don't tell people. They don't overhelp people. Being in your warrior and spiritual warrior means being balanced, empowered, and walking your talk. And that inspires people just by you being you. Then we have the July 10th full moon in Capricorn. We have a July 24th new moon in Leo, bringing in more of that lion heart. And we have the July 26th Lion Gate portal opens, and it peaks on August 8th and it ends August 12th. Again, that's going to really help us move forward in our true self, more empowerment, and shine our light like a buttercup. And then July 28th and 29th, we have the Delta Aquarius meteor shower that starts July 12th and ends August 19th. And that always brings in more illumination. Okay. As I've talked before about meteor showers, they really pepper us with more illumination and insight, cutting through any density that may be there for us. And as I mentioned earlier, Mercury retrograde starts. We have June 30th to July 13th is pre-shadow. Then July 18th to August 11th is the retrograde. And then August 12th to 25th is the post-shadow. And this is all in Pacific Daylight Time. So that's my Ascension update for this month. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're new to my channel, let me know below. I always love to hear from you and your comments. It keeps me going. Please like and subscribe. Pass this video to others. We're all in this together. And I will see you in my next video. Take care, and I'm sending you a galaxy of love.